Hi guys, I know a lot of you may think that it is a waste of time to talk about Pendants because everyone gets Pendants as long as they play. This is a common sense. Yes, but the problem is how fast or how effective you can collect these Pendants and hit the weekly caps actually makes a big difference in terms of playtime, and it also affects your overall growth in long run. I'm sure a lot of players out there, not just new players but old players alike, are struggling to reach these caps every week, but they always fail to do so, especially for bonus pendants, because as a student or working class we just don't have enough time to play, and I'm one of them. By farming your pendants effectively, you'll be able to save your time and focus more on your daily life, your mana grinds, your events, your piano, and even your girlfriend or girlfriends. In fact, the most effective and reliable way to farm pendants is to host or join a co-op room, start trend, and run the raid for 30 times non-stop or 6 times for high-level raids. Players who join a room, they all have a very clear vision, and they know exactly why they are here. Most players who join co-op room are aiming for raid boxes, bonus pendants, and fast leech. So these raids could end really fast, probably less than 45 minutes per 30 rounds, especially when you hop onto trend during AT. That means you could almost effortlessly hit your renown and prestige pendants weekly cap with your SR or even R team in less than 2 to 3 hours per week, which is not more than 20 to 30 minutes of gameplay per day. It sounds too good to be true, right? Especially for Grim Fantasy, but this is the truth. However, you need to be flexible about the trend because 30 players are sometimes a little bit too overkill for raid. If the boss is not that difficult, try to adjust or limit the number of players who can join your room, maybe 10 to 20, so that you could still get enough honor or contribution before the boss is killed. Besides, since you can set the minimum requirement for players' rank, you are also indirectly filtering out low rank leeches. Most importantly, there is no need for you to choose your support summon or copy and paste raid IDs over and over again like when you're using Raid Finder, so it's pretty comfortable to farm your pendants while watching videos or read your books. For me, a super slacker, sometimes I simply click auto run and let the game does its job. It's really carefree and easy. But please be reminded, although joining a co-op room is a good way to farm for pendants, especially for bonus pendants, it doesn't mean it is the best way to farm for weapons. I still prefer to use Raid Finder when I'm farming for certain stuff. Farming pendants and weapons are two very different things. You shouldn't mix them up. We only talk about pendants in this video. If you're interested about weapon farming, you might want to refer back to one of my old videos when I talk about drop rate mechanism. And one more experience I would like to share is what shouldn't we do when we're farming for pendants. First, when you sit down for pendants, you don't really want to join random battles that show up in the raid list, or simply host a random raid and use your Twitter to broadcast, because when you join or host raids randomly without a specific direction, you're not getting anywhere. Yes, you will still get pendants slowly, eventually, but since you're playing without a plan, your account will probably grow into an ugly bonsai without enough care. And it is also very time consuming to join random raids because everyone wants to leech. And sometimes even after you make a Twitter post, it still takes forever to kill a boss. This is the worst scenario. You don't have control and you have no idea who is going to join your raid. You look at Bell, Bell looks at you, you look at Bell, Bell looks at you, and it goes on and on for the next 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 100 minutes. Timmy, time for dinner. This is the story we all know about. Secondly, you don't want to use Rayfinder. I know you may feel a little bit confused here. Come on Koon, now I already have a direction, and the Rayfinder is specially designed for those who are looking for specific rays. Why shouldn't I use it? Yes, Rayfinder is a very nice tool to hunt for weapons, but unfortunately it's not an ideal place to go if you want to farm pendants. It is difficult for mobile players to use Rayfinder. Even if you are sitting at home, the experience of using Rayfinder can still be very tiring and boring because you have to click and paste those Ray IDs over and over again, like for 1 to 2 hours, compromising the quality of your gameplay. Frankly speaking, I find myself like a robot when I use Rayfinder. That's why I don't use it when I'm farming for pendants. Since everyone keeps their eyes on this platform, we have leechers, we have slackers, we have I don't know, maybe a dog behind a computer screen, and the story is exactly the same here. We have no idea who is inside this race too. So joining this race may also turn a fast track into endless wait, if you're unlucky. So try to avoid ineffective farming to save your time. Tell me whether my trick works for you, and if you have a better way to farm for pendants, please don't forget to share with us. Meanwhile, I would also like to take this chance to thank these subscribers who pointed out my mistakes in one of the previous videos. Thank you guys, thank you so much for keeping the contents reliable and credible. The formula of critical chance when using 5 Echo Sets and Primal Grid should go like this. Also, in order to help you with hosting or joining a raid, I have prepared a Japanese-English raid list for you to cut and paste and use it in the co-op room right under the video description. You can simply add how many times you want to run the raid at the back of these names so that Japanese players can understand what is inside the room and try to help you out.